Q-16, How to Fall Asleep and Sleep Strategies. What I find that what I do first is to find the position that I usually fall asleep in and line that position. Yeah, I guess it's just convincing your body that it allows some comfort and regularity and association to sleep. And basically, if you go online, you can find the most popular sleeping positions, and there are a few of them. They're called the king, and then the cuddling or the side position, and dependent on the style of the rigorous activity that your body has been doing, I align myself to the specific sleep position that would offer my body comfort because I choose that position. For example, if I had done heavy lifting, lying straight in bed and having something under my legs in order to have them bent in a triangle shape, which would align my spine and take pressure off my back, is one. Excuse me. Lying on your side helps your spine too, because it just keeps it straight and takes pressure off of it. If you're experiencing back problems, this method or a full foam mattress is very it helps very much. Sleeping on your side with the legs triangle shaped and with your arms underneath is good for posture, but sometimes this could lead to a stressed spine, and other times your arms fall asleep, can fall asleep, so both problems could be rectified with a foam mattress. The foam mattress is the holy grail of the bed. They go about $600 to $2,000. I suggest you buy one. You don't have to replace it for like 30 years or 20 years, whatever. Even if it's for 5 years, it's worth it, because a lot of people don't go to work. They're tired because they don't get the right amount of sleep, and sometimes it's a matter of breathing, and that most of the times the foam mattress can help by allowing a person to be able to set in whatever position and have their spine aligned. So there's different sizes of foam mattresses, and basically there are 4 inches, which is the one I have here. And let's see if you can actually see this on camera. So this one here is about 2 inches, and it's ultra density, and it's back in the day that was $6,000. So or I don't know how much thousand, but it's definitely over 2 or 3. But anyways, basically it's high density, and I think it's called viscosity, where no matter how long you use it, because it's about 15 years old, it still keeps its strength or viscosity. I'm not too sure, but to invest in one of these is very helpful. And so if you have breathing problems, sometimes it's because you're overweight, and if you need to adjust for what is it called, snoring, there's an operation. And there's also these things that you stick in your nose, and there's also this mouthpiece. I don't know if that's any good, but I don't know if the nose thing is any good either. So those are highly recommended. And the Bible of sleep is the body will provide more chemical control over your body, including better well-being and increased superphysiology. breathing. Slow rhythm breathings tell your body, which can be controlled easier with exercising, to slow your heart rate, which decreases your brain algorithms, which, very important, mimics slower sleep cycles, causing your brain to release chemicals that are present during slow wave sleep called adenosine. Also, at a brainwave frequency, this is slowing of your breathing, and also as a result, this might emulate slow wave sleep and thus trick your brain into sleep pattern, into a pattern sleep cycle. Then when you get really good at it, there's this thing called suggesting yourself to sleep. It's not called brainwashing yourself to sleep, but as you develop you're actually meditating yourself to sleep. So by just by slowing the rhythm down and your heart rate and relaxing yourself, and when you get really good at it, your brain will actually release the adenosine. I can fall asleep in about 5 minutes to no more than 15, but if I'm really busy, sometimes I can't sleep at all. But for me, during this time, it's been very crazy. So falling asleep sometimes is crazy. Sometimes I don't even sleep, not even 20 hours a week. But that was back then, and I refused to write and I refused to study. I just go to the gym and try and relax and not do heavy weights. Anyways, this allows systematically shutting down of all the body parts. I treat the body as if it were a machine. I think of shutting down each part of the body with a lever in my head. I visualize an on and off switch and not a red light switch, as the color stimulates the senses too much and might become a distraction. Then I start to shut off from my toes, this shut off process of the switch, starting from my toes all the way up. So I think of my toes, my shins, my knees, my thighs, my stomach, my chest, and I try to relax my brain by breathing and feeling my lungs and allowing the oxygen to go all the way down to my diaphragm, and taking in more oxygen allows you to utilize more oxygen energy. So I know you might think it stimulates you, but it doesn't, because it's just a form of energy, and it's not synonymous with pure oxygen will wake you up, but it's not synonymous with trying to make sleep go away or increase increase the likeliness of sleep. So then I finally get there, and then I go get to my brain, and I start shutting off each part, or all 7 or 8 parts of my brain, and the analytical, artistic, athletic, musical, spiritual, spatial, and so forth, and I just try to relax the whole way through, keeping a constant rhythmic beating, slowing it down every few minutes, and then I try to not to. You got to remember the clicks, cling, cling, like your computer clicks, and when I feel that I have relaxed and shut off my body, then I begin to silence all different frequencies in my head. Then I try to find a commonality between all the calls or all the messages in my brain. And I try to reduce the unimportant calls or the sounds and distractions. So whatever important, oh, I got to go shopping tomorrow. What do I have to buy? I mean, if it's for a meeting, then it's important. If it's not, don't even bother. And then just think of something else, and then just go through them really quickly, and then just, prioritize. Take about 5-10 minutes to do this, but you got to do this. When you get good at it, you're doing this while you're shutting everything off, and it becomes both parts. Your brain is so fast, and it uses so many different processors at one time. Even though this is one processor that you're using, it's dedicated to analytical or processing, but the artistic part, which is, you're thinking and then images are flashing, and two parts of your brain are operating dual core processors. And so as you're flashing, your flash jogging your off switches, you can think what's going on throughout your day. And then all of a sudden both happen at one time. And then finally when you get to your head, there's no more messages, just relax. And it's a calming feeling. And I know the sea helps a lot, or the ocean helps a lot, or the lake helps a lot. A lot of people, though, for the people that it doesn't help, it's because they want to be there, and they think too much about it. And people who are stressed out, it's no good. What is good is probably music would help, and that would be much better. But very low, and I would recommend you buy a stereo with a sleep function into it. And for people that have problems waking up at night or waking up in the morning from an alarm clock, don't hit the snooze button, because that'll just screw you up. You have to train your brain to wake up. But what you can do is put it on music, and music stimulates your brain, and eventually you'll wake up. It stirs your brain. But the trick is to keep it on a station that you like. But what you can do, though, if that doesn't help you and you're a very, very visual person, imagine the wavelengths and kind of like shorten them, and then shorten the height and the bottom, which is the trophs, and that can help. Or just slow it down, and basically it allows you to sleep. And or the trough is from here to here, and the amplitude is from here to there. And try not to make the wavelengths fancy and colorful. Make it blue. Don't make it topaz. Just make it a nice, soft blue, a little darker blue. And so these lead to distractions. And yeah, I mean, like, if you're going to do the ocean thing, just keep it the ocean. Don't think of the sun, or the sun's going to wake you up, because it's going to fool your mind into producing melatonin. I know this sounds crazy, but your brain does do that. It gets fooled into producing chemicals. So try not to do that. If you're allergic, it might trigger your allergies to be not allergic but sensitive. So I mean, everything is preparation. So when these things happen, and your brain produces these chemicals, that's why people that have mental problems, they really have these mental problems, and they really have these delusions, because they're illusions, not delusions. It becomes a delusion, my terminology, because they're producing the chemicals, and that's what makes reality happen. I mean, what's the difference if you see fire or you get burnt by fire? There's no difference. If you're getting burnt by fire, at least you can feel and see it and touch it. But if you can see fire, and your brain is actually actively turning on those neurons that make you feel it, and the receptors tell you that, it's the same thing. It's the exact same thing as being burned. So it doesn't really matter. And that might be an illusion caused by delusion, but that is what it's actually happening in the world, because the chemicals are real. The chemicals are real, and that's what people get wrong.